Good afternoon. I'm Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton.
And I'm Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter. This is our community update for Wednesday, May the 27th. COVID-19 virus numbers as of today at 2 p.m. Our total number of confirmed positives in Putnam County is 428, which is 18 more than yesterday. Of the 428 cases, 173 of those have already recovered, leaving us with 255 active cases who are self-quarantined currently at home. So let's break down our numbers so we can be as transparent with you as we promised we always would. Since Monday, we have had 48 additional positives, and in the past week, we have had 107, which is not good. Are we concerned? Of course. It should be a strong reminder to you that the virus is still out there and people are still contracting it. We've been trying to prepare you for this strike the past several weeks. As the governor has removed most of the restrictions and everything is opened back up, people are going back to work, retail stores are open back, restaurants are now open at a full capacity, people are getting out more, so there are going to be more positives. This is not only happening in Putnam County, but across the state. Most of the counties in Tennessee that I continue to watch are seeing increases, some more than others. Statewide today, there are 21,306 total cases. This is since back in March when the testing started, which is almost 2,000 more cases since last Friday. The good part of the state's number is 65%, or 13,916 of those have already recovered, which leaves 7,390 active cases still in quarantine. That is statewide. One of the reasons there are more positives is we're doing a lot more testing. Our testing here at the Putnam County Health Department alone is up 600% since they started back late in March. As of yesterday, they have tested 6,323 people. Also yesterday, they set a record on the number of people tested in one day at 411. One of the reasons we're doing so much more testing, Rick, is Cookeville Regional Hospital.
Absolutely. Now that elective procedures have opened back up, everyone that is scheduled or getting an elective procedure, hip, knee replacement, whatever that might be, is being sent to the health department for the test, and so they're being tested there. Some hospitals have just now started back elective procedures in other parts of the state. Some hospitals are not requiring the pre-test beforehand, so that is one reason that ours is up.
We're doing more testing.
Absolutely.
Just remember, testing is a good thing. The more people we test, the more people we find that have the virus and are put in quarantine so they cannot infect anyone else. I'm convinced, along with Mayor Shelton, that testing is one of the keys to slowing the spread of the virus by getting all the positives into self-quarantine. Let's talk a little bit about the testing procedure and what happens during that process. We get a lot of questions about that. The testing is done here at the health department as a drive-through. You pull up to the health department, you don't get out of your car, and they take your personal information to start with. Then one of the nurses will put a swab into your nose to get the sample. Normally in 24 to 48 hours, the health department will call you with the results. If you're a positive, they will start what's called tracing on you. They will asking you a series of questions to determine who you have come in close contact with that may need to be tested also. The health department will then contact those people to be assessed and or tested. This tracing also drives up our testing numbers, but it is a great thing as it makes sure people you have come in close contact with have not been infected also. You yourself will then be required to self-quarantine for at least 10 days until you are feeling well and have at least 3 days in a row without a fever. All other members of your household should also stay at home and be quarantined and not have any visitors. Health officials are seeing a varied response with symptoms. We get asked about this all the time about what symptoms do I have. Some have no symptoms at all and never get sick, even though they may be positive. Some have mild symptoms, such as a cough or low-grade fever. Some have shortness of breath and higher fevers. Fortunately, so far, very few people have required hospitalization in our county. I think, Mayor, today you got a number from Cookeville Regional about how many people are patients there?
4. Currently 4, yes.
So we have 4 people that are currently in Cookeville Regional that are positive. Mayor Shelton and I also get asked frequency about where all the positives coming from.
Yeah, and the simple answer is, we just don't know. We only get a total of positives for Putnam County. The number's not broken down by city. Also, we get asked how many people have tested positive at a certain business or store. And the answer to that is there are federal HIPAA laws that prevent us and the public from knowing exact names or places of positives.
I know you would like for us to tell you exactly what is causing or where all the positives are coming from. Is there a certain store or restaurant to stay away from? But to be just blunt honest, we can't, because there isn't just one simple answer. The positives are coming from all kinds of different places. You may have one family that may have 15 or 20 members that all test positive, and the next family only one person tests positive. One person never has any symptoms. The next person has all the symptoms. The one thing for sure, and I think we all agree on, is about this virus is it's very unpredictable.
Right.
And we don't have enough information or don't know enough yet about it. We all know that this is very frustrating. It is for us too. We can't just fix it like we would with most issues. It's a process we're all having to work through together. Remember, if you want to be tested, our drive-through testing continues to be available at our health department on County Services Drive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you want to be tested, just drive by, as we talked about earlier. You do not have to get out of your car. They're testing anyone that wants to be tested, regardless of where you live, and the test is free. Please remember, though, just because you test negative, Mayor, doesn't mean that you can't still get the virus.
Well, and to the point about that we're testing so many more, not everywhere in the state has drive-through testing.
Right.
Several places. I know Knoxville, people keep asking about Knoxville a lot. Knoxville does not have drive-through testing. You actually have to make an appointment to go. And so it's much more readily available here, so more people are taking advantage of it.
So if you want to be tested, just go by our health department Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. It's a drive-through. And we still want to remind you, just because you test negative today does not mean that you still can't get the virus next week and come in contact with someone that has the virus. Testing is only good for the day that you have it done. State Health Department is also still giving away the free mask. That continues Monday through Friday, 9 to 3, also at the Health Department. If you would like a free mask, you can go by here at County Services Drive from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday, and pick up a mask, or you can just drive through the drive-through and they will give you one. They have several thousand. They have a large supply, so there should be plenty for anyone that wants to come by and get one. The other counties in the Upper Cumberland that have confirmed positives are Cannon has 17, Clay County has 6, Cumberland has 111, DeKalb County has 37, Fentress has 12, Jackson has 17, Macon has 119, Overton County has 25, Pickett County has 3, Smith County has 30, Van Buren has 4, Warren County has 22, and White County now has 28. As you can see from those numbers, almost all the counties in the Upper Cumberland and across the state are seeing increases in positive cases, like I said, along with the majority of the state and the country. Again, Putnam County has 424 confirmed cases as of today at 2 p.m., and that's since we began testing back in March, which is 18 more than yesterday.
Yeah, we've tried to be blunt about everything we're finding throughout this journey. Likewise, we've been candid in saying that as businesses reopen, numbers will rise, and they have. I know there are concerns about the rise. Unfortunately, we have no way to truly compare our rate to any other city because we're missing the key data point of number of people tested. Without that, no valid comparison can be made. That is the only way to know a per capita infection rate. So obviously, if you have a number of tests positive, you also need to know the number tested, and then you have the population of that county, and that data is just not readily available from other parts of the state.
That's true, and if you just go by the website that the state puts out, those numbers are very
way
lagging.
Behind.
Yeah, so you're not reliable, and you can't go by the number of tests because they may be a week behind. The positives come in very quickly. Our health department is getting the positives usually within 24 to 48 hours.
Which is far different than it was 4 weeks ago when it was taking 10 to 14 days to get a test back.
So we're getting those positives back very quickly, but you're right. It's hard to do a good comparison with the numbers.
Absolutely. It's up to all of us to function in our economy and to do it in a safe way. Remember, you still have the freedom to choose. You can choose to shop and eat out, or you can continue to utilize other options. You have personal responsibility and freedom to make good decisions for you and your family. Use common sense so that you can protect yourself and your family. If you're sick, you definitely need to stay home. so you don't infect others. City Hall and all city facilities are open now except the playgrounds at parks, Dogwood Park Fountain, and the ball fields. These are still closed per the governor's guidelines, and they will be reevaluated June 2nd. And as we mentioned, CRMC currently has 4 inpatients with COVID. And we'll have an announcement about Red, White, and Boom, our annual 4th of July celebration, on Monday, June 1st.
Also, all of our county offices are back open. Ours too, as along with the city, we put in some protection for our city and county workers in the offices, and so far everything's been going real well. Our ball fields and everything, sports facilities continue to be closed also per the governor's orders,
Right.
and those will be reassessed in June as we move forward with the continued reopening of the state and of our country. We want to give you some updates. Having some questions. Our tornado cleanup of the debris was completed, but there is still some small piles of debris on Highway 70, which is a responsibility of TDOT.
TDOT, yep.
And so TDOT has told us that weather permitting, with the rain it's been difficult, but weather permitting this week, they'll be getting the rest of that debris off Highway 70. So
Very
the
good.
cleanup is completed, and hopefully that helps with the survivors and everyone that has to travel through that area
Absolutely.
on a daily basis. Mayor, we're still leading on the census.
Still leading the region, and we're 15th in the state in response back of the census. It's very easy. Please do that. It's important to make sure that our city and county receive our share of the federal dollars that come down for schools and roads and many other projects. So please, it's literally take you less than 5 or 6 minutes, and you don't have to see anybody in person. Later on, I guess, at some point soon they'll start going door to door,
Right.
but if you'll go ahead and do that online, you won't have to see anyone.
I think we're around 65% complete. So if you'll just fill out the form, mail it in, go online or call. They have an 800 number that you can actually call and talk to
That's
someone
great.
that will help you. You can give them your information over the phone, and they'll take it. So please help us with the census. Have an announcement on the Tornado Relief Fund.
Yes, again, we're very thankful. The first distribution of checks went out. On a little over $2 million was distributed, and appreciate everyone that had a part in that. And now the final time for monies to be donated to that fund will be June 15th.
Right. Yeah, we're looking at it has to come to an end at some point. Our fiscal year closes out June 30th.
So for audit purposes of the account.
Purposes, we're looking at June 15th. If you want to make a donation to the Tornado Relief Fund, you still can between now and June 15th at Bank of Putnam County. You can go to putnamcountytn.gov, our website. As you hit the homepage, there's a link there that you can follow if you want to donate online. Once we get the final number in June 15th, be another disbursement of the rest of the funds.
Correct.
Out to the survivors.
Yeah, as we said all along, 100% of this money is going back to the survivors, and so that's what, after we get the final number after June 15th, and soon after that, the committee, which took care of how that first disbursement was done, will do this as well, and then those checks would go out.
Right. And then after June the 15th, we're looking at, if anybody donates after June the 15th, we're looking at trying to do some kind of memorial park or in remembrance of the tornado survivors. That is details yet to come.
Correct.
But any donations made after the 15th would go towards that park. So we will be very transparent and upfront that anything up until June 15th goes directly to the tornado survivors 100%. And after that, we're looking at doing some kind of joint venture.
Absolutely. We've had folks from that community mention that, and it's one of the things from our long-term recovery committee, and I think it would be a very nice memorial for that. And so hopefully, again, if you believe in that, we'd appreciate considering that donation at some point in the future as well.
Right. Mayor?
In closing, please continue to utilize precautions to protect yourself and others. Be kind to and supportive of one another. As we've said over and over, wash your hands, utilize physical distancing when you do go out, and assume everything you touch may have the virus on it. I know the CDC says at one time things you can catch it from surfaces, and they said that you can't. Now they said maybe you can. So those things change. But, again, common sense, wash your hands. Make reasonable, educated, common sense decisions. You don't need Randy or I or any government official to tell you what to do or what is best for you and your family. You have the personal freedom and responsibility to do that yourself. For the most up-to-date COVID-19 information, links, and resources, you can visit bettercookeville.com. Continue to pray for our country and our state and our county and our city, and obviously choose faith over fear. God bless.
I'll close today with this from one of my Facebook friends who posted this last night. I thought it was very appropriate. He said, whatever your thoughts and beliefs are with the COVID-19 virus situation, everyone needs to treat each other with respect. So many hurtful words and arguments are happening.
Yeah.
Think about those around you and do what you feel is right. Don't make fun of others for wanting to protect themselves or their family. You have a choice to do the same or not. Don't run down others for having to work and provide for their family. Pray, have faith, help, love, enjoy your life, and let's lift each other up. Don't hurt each other. We will get through this, but we have to do it together. Please continue to keep our community leaders in your prayers along with our city, county, state, and country. May God continue to bless Putnam County.
Thank you.